titans of the TMGL right now in a battle to hold on to their position. 10 seconds of warm-up, and we're gonna go live. I can't. Here we go. Oh,
and actually, you can see
Riolu showing up what you not want to do on the ice slide.
Case in point of what we discussed a little bit earlier. Anyway, we're getting underway right now for the match between Riolu and Link. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Support your player now because they need more than ever.
Here we go. Riolu takes the lead on the first ice slide, and we are indeed live in the 1v1 between Link and Riolu. Riolu with a bit more inside line. This is already looking good for the German. But Link... Wait, German versus France again, by the way. This is interesting. But yeah. Right now, Riolu in the lead by 0.1. Ooh, Link has a better inside line, though. He has a bit more speed. And wow, we see the deja vu here on lines.
Yeah.
The two players taking different approaches, but we've seen the lines before from the previous match. But Riolu holds on to the advantage right now. But Link is catching up a tiny bit, going into this left turn, and once again, Riolu in first place. Oh, Link has a good part here, however, and he's going to come closer to Riolu. Into the wall we go, and the players are equaling right now into the first identity, and this is going to be the most important part of the map. Oh, Link struggles a little bit. He has to take the outside line. Yes, he makes it, but he's going to slow down compared to Riolu, and that is good news for the German, who takes over first place. 0.1 of the difference between Link and Riolu. Link is trying to... Oh, it's best to catch back up. He has to release so much, and okay, he's still in the race, but he is behind.
Yeah, his identity did not really fare too well. Forced to misjudging the line into the third and final jump, forcing to back off the throttle a little bit, and that will yield a gap of 6/10 to Riolu in the entry to lap number 2. Moving on to the wall right now from the perspective of the leader, you can see that he can actually cruise ahead. Well, cruise, that is a figurative term, of course, as they are going at breakneck speeds, because there's still someone that could still catch up, and that man is Link right there, still around 7/10 of a second, 8/10 of a second. The gap is widening slowly but surely in favor of the player from Northern DFB, that is Riolu. 8/10 of a second between him and Link right now as we're heading onto the final part of the map. The wall ride is coming up in a few seconds. It is very important because it conditions the rest of the identity, the entry to the identity, who's gonna go why both are going at a similar amount of height in the wall ride as we're heading into the identity. 8/10 of a gap for Riolu. First jump nicely done, and Link touches the pole. That will be a win by KO scenario in favor of the German, and it will be the first round for Riolu, 1-0.
Yeah, Riolu looking strong at the start of this match. Just solid performance here, pressuring Link into making mistakes. Exactly the position you want to be in a 1v1 like this. So good start for Riolu, and this is promising for him.
Looking pretty promising for him indeed as we're moving on to round number 2. Sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself there. As, yeah, we're going to be seeing a little bit of the ice part. Riolu clipping a little bit on the way in. He manages to keep it on the ground, but he's going to lose a lot of time from that, half a second to be exact, into the entry to the wall ride right there.
Yeah, that was too close for comfort right there, and okay, he's still driving, but 0.6 of a second. That is a lot of time, and Link is in a really solid position in this round. He can just play his own game, honestly, and a 0.5, 0.6 gap, that is quite a lot. So if Link holds onto his own pace, we should see a round win for him in this round, but Riolu might push it and try to claw his way back into this round. This identity is going to show us some more of that, because if Riolu really pushes it in the identity, that is the place where he can really catch up back to Link. Here we go, first part, done good by both players. Let's see the second part. Oh, looks good once again. Both of these players are really experienced by now on this identity, and it shows all the two players doing it correctly on the identity. So the ice slide is coming up, and Link actually extending his lead compared to Riolu. He is looking really strong in this round.
Both going wide at the exit of the ice turn into the edge to lap number 2. The identity not putting a foot wrong. Either of those are looking pretty good out there. If I do say so myself, currently a second of a lead for Link over Riolu at the exit of the dirt. Will Riolu have a better line on the platform part? Roughly equivalent, around 9/10 of a second of a gap. Heading into the next part now, we're going to be seeing the lines, which are still, which are not as dramatically different as we saw in the early rounds on the Arctic split, but Link still currently holding a lead of around 7 to 8/10, 3/4 of a second, as you can see right here, 77/100 of a second now, heading into the wall ride. Wall ride coming up, both going at the same height on the blue part. Identity coming up right now, second and final time on this round. Oh, Link forced to slow down a fair bit. That's going to allow Riolu to catch him back up, and he overtakes him, scooting by into the lead. And Link loses even further time. And Riolu as well did get this bit of a slowdown, or he went for an inside line. I can't really tell. Meanwhile, Riolu, thanks to the mistake at the identity from Link, will get his second round win on the board, 2-0 for the German.
Riolu saying right now, well, that's a freebie. I mean, for this really should have been Link's round, but in the end, the pressure got to him, made a bit of a mistake. Riolu takes advantage, so good on Riolu to hold on to, well, not lose any more time. And that means that with a tiny mistake by Link, Riolu catches back up. Oh, and now Link makes a mistake at the start.
Oh, and he's off.
No, are you kidding me? The round is already over. I'm just talking about the previous round, and this round is over. Link, what are you doing?
Hello? Is it February 21st? Because it feels like step 5 all over again. For some reason, it felt like step 5 all over again. We haven't seen a mistake since the meanders of the regular season in February. So yeah, rip for Link, and that's gonna be an early finalist round for Riolu right now.
Yeah, Link's round literally slipping away from him at the start here, and that means Riolu is in finalist mode. It's so fast. It's like we just started, but Riolu already with the red letters on the screen and the red number on his car as well. And that means he only needs one more round to get the map win. He's already in the lead again. Link is looking to have lost his mojo a little bit here in the start of the match. Hopefully he can get his stuff back together throughout the rest of the match and probably this round too. But yeah, Riolu is looking the favorite right now.
Yeah, Riolu definitely looking hot on paper, and Link, unfortunately, it seems as though he's not able to get on the ball. I mean, he has the pace. We see he has the pace, but unfortunately, those tiny errors here and there are really costing him big time right away on Arctic Split. And right now, Riolu has the red name tag on his name with a 2/10 advantage heading into the identity. Now lap 1, going really close to the inside of the booster right here, landing perfectly, goes for the both of the players. Sorry, second jump, and Link touches the wall, and that's gonna be it. The Yep pole has materialized for Link, and it will be the map win for Riolu, 1-0. That's a bit too expected for our liking. We didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that was over quick, and it really looks like the pressure is getting to Link, because that was not even close to making a mistake or not. That was full on into the pole, which is like the opposite of what you want to do there. So yeah, it looks like Link is quite wonky at the start of this match.
Yeah, indeed. Now we're moving on to his map pick, which is map 2 of this particular match, and that is going to be reversing by Thompson. And again, like we say the pace, I did say a bit of the pace from Link. Reversing at 205.193 would have put him P5 overall in the Trackmania Grand League.io. That's his personal best right now, so he can definitely be a force to be reckoned with on this particular map right here, and try to even the scales a little bit as we're getting underway right there, right now.
Yeah, indeed, no time to waste, as we are going to move on right ahead into reversing. And this really should be the map. Link gets his stuff together, gets back into the match, gets some points for himself, hopefully for him as well a map win. Because if that doesn't happen and Riolu, let's say, breaks him, to use a tennis term, is gonna look really scary. So all eyes on Link right now, as he is starting out on this map, and this really should be his. Oh, looks good for him already. Although Riolu has a tiny bit more speed going out of the grass section, but Link is catching back up once again. The gap is almost nothing as we move on to another grass part, and Link catches up to Riolu a tiny bit. Tech section coming up. Riolu ahead, Link on the pursuit, but Riolu is looking stronger in this section, and now Link is slowly fading away in this round already. Riolu is just on a roll right now. He has the momentum in his favor.
He touches the wall.
Link, no, he touches the wall. He already knew he had to risk it because Riolu was ahead, but now it is over and out.
Yeah, it is definitely over. The win by KO is actually coming in for Riolu at the entry of this map. And remember, this is Link's map pick, so maybe, as we said, when we said that this was just an indicator that we were telling you about the pace, it definitely is a case in point here that in live conditions, it can definitely go haywire, and it definitely cannot go PV pace. Well, sometimes it can, but most of the time it definitely doesn't.
Yeah, and oof, we need a confidence boost for Link, and we need it soon. Otherwise, Riolu is just moving away right now. And once again, Riolu is in the lead in this round. Takes this a little bit better too, and is just ahead of Link at the start. But of course, the identity is a really important part of this
Oh!
map. Riolu makes a mistake,
My
and
God!
this might be what Link needs right now to get back into this match. This is the confidence boost I was talking about. This is how Link is gonna turn it around.
Just what the doctor ordered for Link, seeing the ghost of Riolu going full on into the sign and grinding to a halt, potentially killing the virtual driver in the process. But we're heading into 1-1 scoreboard right now on reversing as we're starting the next round right now. Whole shot will be for Riolu with a 6.888. Now onto the jump into the second checkpoint. So far, so good. 300ths of a second between the two. Still game on, but we've seen some people actually lose a fair bit of time in this transition before the grass banking right here. And so far, it is Riolu who has the advantage of around a 10th and a half.
Yeah, it seems like Riolu is just a little bit better at the start consistently, and that is good news for the German. Although Link might be better on the rest of the map. We've not seen a lot of the rest of the map because we've seen quite a bit of mistakes, but yeah, maybe Link can catch back up. It's not looking like that is the case, however. Oof, that was a wonky line by Link. And here we go into the tech section. Yeah, okay, decently done by the Frenchman, and that means he's still in the race, but Riolu definitely with the advantage going into the first identity. Oh, Link pushes it so much, and he needed to because he was half a second behind, but that is too much for Link. And it looks like this is going to be a KO.
It looks like it. I mean, it's still not in the buffer. Larry is in the buffer. It is outside the buffer. We're outside of the 1.5 second range for Link. Unless he can pull it back up in the next CPs, there's not going to be enough. 1.86, and that's going to be 2-1 in favor of Riolu right now. Thanks to that clip at the ramp from Link. Unfortunately, it can be sometimes it can be pretty easy to mess up the line and go a little bit too low or too high, but not enough on the side to actually clip the ramp and completely wreck your run.
Yeah, and I mean this is the position Riolu is putting Link in, right? Because Riolu is ahead by half a second. Link knows, okay, it's all or nothing here. He goes for the all or nothing, and he makes the mistake. And yeah, this is the domination by Riolu, honestly, is what we're seeing right in front of our eyes. Once again, he is so far ahead, and once again, Link has to go full risk everywhere, which is just gonna make him do some mistakes. And this is how Riolu wins. Really good tactics by him, being faster. I mean, obvious tactic here, but yeah, it is working out for him.
Drive fast, don't crash. Basically, that's the leitmotif of Trackmania, pretty much in a nutshell. As we're heading onto the identity right now on this round of this opening lap, Riolu having an advantage of 0.4 of a second almost as we're moving on to the ice patch. J turn performed by Riolu. He loses a bit of speed compared to Link, it seems like. Although my eyes might be a bit of trickery. No, it actually still a gap of around 0.4, but a bit of catch up from Link, and Riolu gets a brand new benchmark at the opening lap with a 105.052.
Yeah, but strong end section by Link, showing some hope for the French player as he comes a little bit closer to Riolu, putting the pressure on the German for a little bit. But yeah, the gap is still quite big. Link is behind. He needs to full risk it. He is doing so because he is catching up to Riolu, but is it going to be enough? That we will see. Oh, good section by Link here, actually. Comes closer and closer to Riolu. Oh my God! Touches the ball, and that's going to make it a lot easier to catch up to him. Oh, and this is what I mean. Yeah, Link, you know, he comes closer, and Riolu starts feeling the pressure, feeling the heat. And even a player like Riolu can get too much heat on himself and makes a mistake.
Yeah, unfortunately for Riolu, that bonk came at an unfortunate time, and that has had consequences all the way down the track as we're moving on to these. Oh, Link goes for the J turn.
Oh, Link saves it, no way!
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I thought Riolu could pull off the perfect reverse strat, but unfortunately he caught airtime, which denied him from overtaking Link, and it's still 2-2 now. It's still an even score.
It is, yeah. For a second there I was really scared, but I think Link knew how much you can, you know, what the gap needs to be for you to turn around and still make it. And that the gap there was big enough. So Link takes it safe, takes it solidly, and takes the point. So good job on him. And now, Riolu!
Oh my God!
Oh, he really, yeah, Riolu has a better start, but that comes from something, right? A riskier line. So he almost messes it up right there. Somehow is still ahead of Link. So good job by him. But ooh, that was a little scary.
Yeah, I think we might need a ruler to actually measure the gap between the car and the sign, because that was insanely close there. Meanwhile, Link and Riolu are still battling really hard with each other. It's still pretty much game on at the end of lap 1. No big pace difference or big mistakes so far to report, as we're moving on to the identity at the end of lap number 1. Both having a clean landing on the ramp, both keeping a nice angle to go through the booster. Riolu having a gap of 0.2 of a second almost, heading into the ice patch for the J-turn, but a much speedier entry for Link, but he gets a bit of a slide on the exit. That's unfortunate. That's going to cost him a bit of time in the end, and allows Riolu to widen the gap to around 0.3 of a second, ending into lap 2.
Yeah, for a split second there, it looked like Link is going to catch up the difference, but then he got the slide at the end of the ice. Icy wheels are still on, and that means he lost all the speed he gained in as well. And Riolu stays ahead by 0.3 of a second. And it's now up to Link to put the pressure on Riolu again. Yeah, Riolu should just do what he does best, which is consistently driving well and getting a good time, which it seems like he's doing right now. 0.3 is the gap. Link is coming closer, but he's not coming closer fast enough, and that means we will see. We need to see a miracle identity by Link, and maybe it's gonna happen. Let's see. Jump coming in. We see Link can really jump low, and he's tried to do so indeed. Not going to be enough. Riolu is ahead, and Link is now hoping for a mistake from the German. What will he do it, however?
He goes for the
Riolu is
J-turn.
turning around. Link is risking it. Yeah,
it's not paying off. Not paying off at all, and it will be a round win for Riolu, who moves on to finalist status on this map for 0.4 of a second ahead of Link, 3-2, and Riolu has the chance of making it 2-0. And having two potential Joker maps that he can actually potentially make a bit of a mistake on before trying to secure that TMGL spot next season.
Yeah, and Riolu looking strong in this round with the red numbers on his car. The position you want to be in, of course, the finalist position. One more point and he gets the first map point. And the second map point already is going so fast. Yeah. It's on the map that Link chose, so this is not looking good for Link, but the map is not over and Link is pushing it. This looks so scary by Link. The unconventional line here does not lose that much time, but he is behind Riolu in lap number 1.
Yeah, indeed. So far, Riolu 0.2 to 10.5 to 0.2 of a second, heading into the final part of the lap 1. And no! Link completely gives it away. That's it. Game over. The run by KO is going to be triggering right now. Link, it's not just a bonk, it's a full stop right here. Again, the driver killed in the process. Good thing this is a virtual world with instant respawn and multiple lives. Otherwise, this would have been tragedy. But right now, it is 2-0 in the series for Riolu, who takes reversing 4-2 versus Link.
Yeah, good job by Riolu breaking Link here. Ooh, this is looking really good for Riolu and really, really, really scary for Link right now as we are moving into, well, third map. But from now on, Link needs to win every map to go through. And that is not the position you want to be in. Yeah, and next map is going to be Riolu's pick, and it's none other than Slalom by Nadeo themselves, which could be pretty interesting. We saw some people messing up the line at the U-turn and sliding straight off, so yeah, this is definitely going to be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, indeed, and this might be the end here already, because yeah, Riolu is strong on this map. Yeah, Riolu is looking strong. I mean, there's a reason why he picked this map, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. We're underway. Yeah, here we go. Riolu with the inside line already taking over the lead, a pattern we've seen before. And a pattern Riolu likes to repeat, of course. Wow, so much more speed than Link already. Link struggling a little bit at the start and gives away 0.1 of a second. And that should be enough for Riolu to work with already to pressure Link into making some kind of mistake. And, this is already looking scary for Link. The momentum is definitely not in his favor as Riolu is just steamrolling through this 1v1 so far. But you know what? Maybe Link turns it around. You never know. It is not over till it's over. And on the slalom we go. Both of the players executing it decently well. That means Riolu stays ahead right now, but the gap is only 0.2 of a second. Link with one good risky turn can catch it all up at once, as he already does with half of that time. And we go into the first identity. Riolu and Link both having different lines. Riolu taking the more wider approach. It should net him some more speed, and indeed it does. It gives him more speed going down the hill. Ooh, okay, no yap sign for him. That's good if we move into lap number 2. Yeah, it's still pretty close at the entry to lap 2. Still around the 10th of a second between the two. Still in favor of Riolu at the present moment, of course, thanks to his faster line through the U-turn and through the final slalom on ice. But Link still has a car and still can play a card right here, and he can still have a saying
in this particular round, but he does need to chomp up the bit and try to turn up the pace a little bit here. He tries to do so. He tries to reel in Riolu to keep that fight level-headed and trying to get that fight for the lead going on. Going for the first slalom right now. Neat and tidy through there. Moving on to the reactor boost part in the second slalom. Will there be too much airtime from one person or another? No, still decent execution. Maybe less decent from Link, allowing Riolu to build a gap of around the 10th before the grass part. Oh, Link loses a lot of time. He clips as well. Doesn't lose too much time in the affair, but with the free wheel, it's going to compound this speed deficit as Riolu heads into the lead, into the identity. Oh, we're going really close to the CP for a Link, but that just pretty much sealed the fate of that round, with Riolu taking the round win with an end time of 2:07.714 at the end of the 2-lappers and the fastest lap of 1:02.286.
Yeah, crazy how that works. The entry to the slalom for Link a little bit wonky on the reactor boost sausage block part. And that means the line is off throughout the rest, and that eventually leads into a clip on the grass. So one tiny mistake somewhere can lead into something a lot bigger somewhere else. And we've just seen that right in front of our eyes. Riolu takes the round point, and yeah, I mean, what can you do here if you are Link? Riolu's just playing really well. I mean, yeah, we see some mistakes from him, but actually not a lot. And just the pace of Riolu seems to be a little bit higher than Link on every map we see. And that is really a position you want to be in if you are Riolu.
Yeah, indeed. This is definitely something that Link can just be a witness for. He doesn't seem to be prepared, and he loses a lot of time on the dirt. You can see he had a bit of a wonky line through there, and that's going to cost him 8/10 right away, and that's going to be compounded even further with the reactor boost part. Around a second of a gap. It could be almost a win by KO now.
Yeah, wow. Tiny mistake here by Link, but tiny mistakes translate into 1 second gaps. That is huge. And right now Link is playing catch-up, but the catch-up is not working for him, as the gap is 1 second. Riolu can just safely drive, basically, throughout the rest of the lap. If he pushes it, he can maybe go for the knockout, but if I were Riolu, I would probably go for the safer approach here. Because, I mean, finishing the map is not that hard, I hope. And here we go. Once again, Riolu looking strong in this round, and Link is just struggling to keep up.
Yeah, struggling to keep up, and that tiny mistake with big consequences. I think we can say fairly easily say that Link has been the victim of the butterfly effect. Just a tiny mistake on the line, just a tiny wonky line through that part right here. That is the culprit right here. This first slalom through the dirt was enough to actually put him almost within win by KO range right here. You can see the gap is around 1.4 seconds. It can still trigger. Look at this. It's super close. Identity coming up right now with Riolu having a gap of 1.5 seconds almost to Link.
Yeah, Link a victim of the butterfly effect, but it does seem like Link has a bunch more butterflies in his house than Riolu has, because Link is making a lot more tiny mistakes than him, and once again that translates into a round win for Riolu.
Yeah, 2:07.245. He managed to keep himself out of the range, Link, but unfortunately that wasn't enough for Link to actually catch up, and it's 2-0 for Riolu, just 2 rounds away from freedom and from the safekeeping, from the safe harbor of TMGL Fall right now.
Yeah, indeed, and the Link needs a miracle right now to turn this around, because Riolu just looks strong once again on this map. But here we see something different. Link actually takes the lead at the start of the round. This is promising for Link right now. Into the wall ride he goes, and this might translate into a round win for Link. Once again, takes it a little bit better. Riolu stays behind, but oh, look at that. Riolu with a better speed in the jump. And now goes for the attack on Link, but it is still incredibly close. Slalom we go through, and Riolu with a better exit speed. He now takes over the lead solidly, but maybe Link takes this a little bit better. No, he does not, because Riolu has more speed. And now Link needs to push it once again in the position where he needs to risk. Once again in the position behind Riolu. And yeah, this is scary for Link right now. Into the identity we go, and Riolu takes it so much better. This is really a nail in the coffin for this round.
Yeah, that was a painful U-turn from Link that you could see from his perspective, losing grip in the middle of the turnaround. And unfortunately, this might be what causes the Frenchman to lose the run. You can see the gap, 7/10 of a second. He lost that amount of time just through that U-turn alone, and that's only going to be compounded even further unless he can actually pull something special, or unless that man right here on screen, Riolu, makes a mistake of any kind. But so far he's not putting a foot wrong. He's on his A game right now in terms of consistency, and it's really hard to keep up with the German.
It is really hard indeed. The gap is now 0.6 of a second, and Riolu forgot how to do mistakes, it seems. I hope I didn't just jinx him, but yeah, it's just a solid performance for him. And Link is playing catch-up, but this is not catch-upable. Well, I mean, I'm gonna eat my words here maybe in the identity. Let's see, because Link is already coming closer, and 0.3, that actually is catch-upable. Let's go, Link. Let's show us what you can do.
Oh, he lost the grip. He lost the grip.
Yeah.
And it will be the win. Yeah. It will be the win for Riolu, and even triggers the win by KO scenario. And Link is even beside the track. That's gonna be that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the round win for Riolu. And now Riolu is in the stronger position now. He has 3 rounds where he can potentially afford to make a mistake and maybe have an off round, but he cannot afford too much. There aren't many jokers to actually burn through in his instance. He still needs to conclude the map.
Yeah, but Link right now needs to win 4 rounds in a row and then win another 2 maps to win this match. So one can say Riolu has a little bit of an advantage. And in this round as well, we're back into our normal pace where Riolu takes the lead by 0.1 of a second at the start of the round and never lets go. But Link needs to break that right here, right now. There is no another round if he loses this one. Riolu is on his way to holding on to his TMGL position. And Link is on his way out, back into the OGL, back into trying to qualify once again for the TMGL. I mean, yeah, we know he can do it, but preferably he'd stay in, right? And here we go, 0.2 of a gap into the first identity. Riolu is on his way to winning the head-to-head. Identity number 1 coming in.
Identity number 1 coming in. Nice wide line from Riolu with a late apex. Bit more speed than Link, but Link is trying to make it fairly level-headed though. As we're heading into lap number 2, Riolu with more exit speed jumps over the ice patch and has a lead of 2/10 heading into lap number 2. Just 1 more lap to go for Mr. Streamer, for him to actually enjoy this particular matchup. He still needs to perform though. He still needs to keep Link at bay. Link is the one to actually have the most amount of work to do. He needs to pull off the absolute miracle that is to catch up to Riolu, but so far... Oh! And this is we say that the caster's curse hits so hard for the leader, and he allows Link through into the lead with a gap of 0.3 of a second in favor of the Frenchman. Even more than that, 0.7 of a second heading into the reactor boost part. Link could be on course for his first round, where this could be just what he needs to try and get his challenge rolling. Right now, coming up to the grass banks, 0.6 of a second, sorry, in favor of Link versus Riolu, but Riolu is catching up right now. Riolu still has a chance of catching up into the final ice part. Let's actually see Link. Link does not lose grip. Riolu does lose grip. Link should be able to keep it off unless we have more speed from Riolu. Oh my god, this could be close. My god, is that a snipe? No! For 0.08 of a second with a 207.755, Link gets a round win on the board.
Yeah, and Link wins a round, but it does kind of feel like delaying the inevitable here because, yeah, Link was faster, but if Riolu didn't make that mistake, Riolu would be way ahead on this round. Oh my god, Riolu.
Oh my...
Okay, fair play, I guess. He wanted Link to be ahead at the start, but going inside on the wall. And he is now, well, let's say 0.9 behind.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is a good opportunity for Link here to get the momentum in his favor again.
Yeah, this is definitely, some people are saying that Riolu is giving a head start to Link. That might be a bit of a stretch going for that, because I don't think that was intended. But yeah, this is definitely of great use for Link right now, as he currently slides his way through the first slalom down to the second slalom with a gap of 0.7 of a second between him and Riolu right now. Moving on to the next part, and the identity coming up in a few seconds. The grass bank coming up right now, where we saw Link clip actually without losing too much time, but this is still a clip that can be devastating in the live round. Now moving on to the ice U-turn. Will there be any loss of grip? It's a really nice U-turn coming from Riolu. Still staying behind Link, but catching up really nicely, heading into lap number 2. Oh, Link landing sideways. That's not ideal though. He manages to keep it around 2/10, but he did lose a bit of momentum going from this, and now Riolu has it all to do.
Yeah, a little bit of a wonky exit by Link, and in general, I like Riolu's line on the slalom identity a little bit better, because he seems to have more exit speed going down the hill, takes him all the way into the finish, almost made him a snipe.
Oh, Link with the clip, and that could be game over.
Link clips inside, and this is gonna be the clip that's gonna haunt him in his nightmares tonight, because it is going to make him drop out of the TMGL, unless Riolu makes some kind of mistake, but because the round is not over yet, but Yeah, this is a yikers and a half, and that means Riolu is on his way to holding his TMGL position for another season in the Trackmania Grand League, and Link will be eliminated.
Yeah, identity coming up right now. We could still see Riolu and Link sliding off. We're gonna have to wait and see. No, Riolu takes it perfectly. Link tries to keep it level though. Who's gonna get more speed? Hold on. It's still not over.
Yet.
Oh no, the sign is gonna make it for Link, and that's gonna be game over. Riolu keeps his place in the Trackmania Grand League by taking a swift 3-0 victory over Link. Unfortunately for the man for the Breezy Esport, Mathieu Udville from France, it is adios from the TMGL.